Today we're gonna make chewy sugar cookies. They are chewy on the inside and like a little bit crunchy on the outside from the sugar and like a little caramelized on the bottom. They're absolute perfection. Let's get into it. So, sugar cookies, creamy method, super easy. You could do this with a hand mixer as well. Okay, so butter and then sugar. Yeah, a lot of sugar, okay? They're sugar cookies. We're gonna cream this in our mixer. Start it on low. It's a lot of sugar. We don't want it flying everywhere. And then turn it up. Meanwhile, we're going to mix our dry ingredients. So in this bowl here, I've got AP flour. There's not many dry ingredients. Baking soda. Salt. Whisk those together. Make sure there's no clumps of baking soda in there. You don't want any sneaky surprises. All right, so let's scrape down the sides of my bowl. Right now it's very pasty, and we just want it to lighten up just a little bit. So we'll turn it up, let it cream. You can tell that your sugar is getting close when it's kind of like, instead of pressing up against the sides in like a thick paste, kind of pulls inward inside the paddle and then kind of is, you know, moving about freely. I'm going to turn this down a little bit. I'm going to add our egg, and then I'm going to turn it back up. I'm just going to beat that in. So it's nice and light and fluffy with our egg in there, and then we're going to add our milk. Just a little bit of milk and a little bit of vanilla. And just beat that in really well. Swirl around, bam. She's perfect. So we're going to turn it on low, slowly add our dry ingredients. You don't want to overwhelm it and add it all at one time, but you don't want to wait for it to completely incorporate before you add your next little bit. You don't want to overmix it, activate the gluten too much. So to speed up the cooling process, I am going to scoop them now. You could use your hands and ball them up, but I'm going to use a disher or an ice cream scoop to quickly portion my dough. You could do these in any size scoop you want. This is about 2 tablespoons, but obviously this makes it so much faster to portion, and also they are all an even size, and that means that they're going to bake the same, and they're also going to chill faster. So I'm not going to need to wait as long before I cook them because they're going to chill in like a fraction of the time. So I'm going to cover this up, and then I'm going to pop it in the fridge and let it chill 30 to 40 minutes until it's hardened. And then we are going to roll them and bake them. Our sugar cookies are chilled, and we are ready to roll them and bake them. So I've preheated the oven to 325 convection, and all we're going to do is roll these up and then place them down. You can roll these in extra sugar if you like. So our cookies are all ready to go in the oven, which you'll remember I preheated to 325, and we're gonna bake them. They'll probably bake around 10 minutes, maybe a little bit longer, but we'll check back in. Okay, so our sugar cookies are out of the oven. The one on the bottom rack baked 10 minutes, and the one in the middle rack baked about 12. So you're looking for them to be puffed and slightly golden brown around the edges, and to no longer look doughy on the top. So we're just gonna let these cool completely, and then we are going to try them. The time is now. We are ready to try them. You can see that they are like crispy on the outside and a little bit crackled and like slightly golden brown on the bottom. Oh man, but they are still super chewy on the inside. There's a nice crunch, a little bit of caramelization from the bottom, and just like pillowy, soft, chewy sugar cookie. The perfect amount of sweetness, and just to die for. I could eat like a million of these.